This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.
The following is a paid program. The views and opinions expressed or products endorsed are not necessarily those of KTLV, its staff, or management.
Good morning. A very happy good morning to you. I know that all of you that are out there listening that can hear my voice, I want you to do me a very special favor today here on a Visit with the Clara Luper Radio Show, or the Clara Luper Radio Show. I want you to, number one, to sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, call that neighbor, call that friend, and ask them to be a part of today's the Clara Luper Radio Show, being brought to you live and in living color right out here from KTLV 1220 on your AM dial. I want you to call that friend, call that neighbor, nudge that person next to you, do whatever you have to do, but invite everyone that's concerned about our community, that's concerned about the future of Oklahoma City. Invite them to be a part of today's show. It promises to be exciting because today we will have reports coming from different parts of the country, and I look forward to talking with each and every one of you out there. There have been a lot of exciting things that have happened here in Oklahoma City, in Oklahoma this week. We want to talk about it here this morning, the Clara Luper Radio Show. So call that neighbor, call that friend, and invite them to be a part of today's the Clara Luper Radio Show. Good things happen when good people get together. Good things happen when good people get together working for a common goal. Our goal, the reason for the season, the reason for that we're here this day is to help brighten up your week, help make you realize how important you are as a person, how important all of us are together. It takes a whole village to raise a child. So, Dean, we're going to sort of sit back here and we want to help people relax a little bit. And I know you got something great queued up over there because I'm looking at some talent over here that's anxious to talk. And I know some calls will be coming in. Got a co-host coming in. But I want to tell all of you that Clara Luper will be on the show this morning. Now, I promise you that she will be coming through loud and clear. And I'm looking forward to that very special report where last evening, there in Las Cruces, New Mexico, there where the NCAA is having a tournament, the NAACP is also having their regional meeting. I want all of you out there, too, to realize that the most important organization that I know that we have as not only black people but as people is the NAACP. This program is dedicated to those of you out there who are members of the NAACP, and those of you who don't know how to get your membership, say we're going to help you. So stay tuned, sit back, relax, enjoy yourself, because today the Clara Luper Radio Show will be on fire. That's a promise. Here we go. Absolutely right. We know who's in charge. God is still in charge. This is the Clara Luper Radio Show. Your host today, one of your hosts, is Calvin Luper, and it is indeed a pleasure to share with you these few precious moments that we have together. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the opportunity to be out here at KTLV. Thank you, Lord, for giving us the opportunity to talk to all of these people and to inform them on what is going on in Oklahoma City, to share with them the expertise and the knowledge that collectively we have. I'd like to take this opportunity now to let you know that we are expecting a report from Las Cruces, New Mexico, from Clara Luper. We are expecting a report from your new executive board member of the NAACP. We are expecting a report from your newest executive national board member of the NAACP. All of that will be happening here on the Clara Luper Radio Show. We will be talking about it. My dear friend, Mrs. Hunter, even though she's not out here physically with me, I'm looking forward to her calling. We had an enlightening conversation because, one thing that you have to do is to prepare yourself, and that's what we tried to do. And in the preparation for today's show, we talked with Mrs. Hunter, and we started out on a little discussion that we shall continue here because everybody's gotten so excited about how thick my skin is or how thick their skin is. But Mrs. Hunter has the true story about how thick our skin should be and how honest we should be. But I want you to know that today's show is being brought to you by Gates Barbershop. Now, the manager there is none other than Robert L. Gates. Now, Mr. Gates' slogan is "We make people beautiful," and I've seen his work. Mr. Gates, Willie Gamble, little brother Gamble, they all work together there. They will make you beautiful. Now, you may go in there with a bad attitude, a bad feeling, but when you come out of there, you're going to feel beautiful and you're going to look tremendous. Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Boulevard. Now, there's no need to call for an appointment. All you have to do is go up there and you watch those people come out of that barbershop seat, and you're going to see some handsome people. You're going to see some beautiful young ladies come out of there. All of it. Gates Barbershop, 2609 North Martin Luther King Avenue. We invite you to go by there and tell them that you heard about it on the Clara Luper radio show. During the course of this show, we'll also be talking about we'll be bragging about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant that we're getting ready to have that will be in June of this year. We'll also be bragging about the Miss Black Tulsa pageant. I'm expecting a call from that pageant over there because that pageant is only 2 weeks away. Tulsa promises to come to Oklahoma City, they say. Now, you have to listen to Mrs. Palmer, and she says it in a way where she's cinched that Tulsa will be bringing a contestant over here that will compete with our lovely young ladies here from Oklahoma City. I got all the faith in Oklahoma City. As usual, I know that we're going to have a winner this year. But a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma City pageant, a part of the Miss Black Ardmore pageant, and a part of the Miss Black Tulsa pageant, and what's beginning to happen, a part of all of the Miss Black pageants across the state, is that we are including those people who are younger, those young people that are under the age of 18, those young people who are older than 5 years of age. They are involved in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. One thing about the Miss Black pageant is that young ladies, young men also have an opportunity to learn and to experience the stage presence, which is a very difficult thing to have, even though you can get in front of a microphone. But when you get in front of thousands of people, a lot of people freeze up. But I invite you to come this year to the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. If you're over there in the Tulsa area within the next 2 weeks, I invite you to go to the Miss Black Tulsa pageant. There you're going to see some young people who have developed their poise, who have developed their stage presence, and who are developing their talent. Because they look at the young ladies who are part of the pageant, and they learn from them. But more important than that, they take that knowledge back and they build upon it. But this year at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, we know that we will have the pages. We know that Mrs. Cheryl Fowler, we know that Mrs. Ford will be there, we know that Mrs. Wilma Ray will be there, but we also know that Jasmine Battle, Cremishla Lacrosse, Darshell Davis, Latoya Dokes, Alicia Ellison, Paisley Ford, Crystal Gatson, Alicia Hildred, Essence Iron, Kia Hornbeak will be a part of the pageant. Now, these young ladies, these names that I just called, Jasmine, Cremishla, Darshell, Latoya, Alicia, Paisley Ford, and Crystal and Alicia, this is not their first year in the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. But in Alicia's case, I think Alicia's 16, and she's been a part of the pageantry since the age of 5 years of age. This will be her 12th pageant. And you have never seen anything like Alicia Hildred there at the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Those of you who go to Midwest City or had an opportunity to see her participating in school activities, you've never seen anything like the presence and the poise and the beauty and the intelligence that Alicia has developed. She's also president of the Oklahoma City NAACP Youth Council. Congratulations, Alicia Hildred. Oklahoma City, let's get ourselves together. Let's make sure that we become a member of the NAACP, whether it be a part of the NAACP Youth Branch or the NAACP Adult Branch. Together, we can make a difference. Those of you out there who have those high-paying jobs or low-paying jobs, those of you out there who have a shovel with your name on it, or those of you out there who have a golden pen in your hand, the NAACP, National Association for the Advancement of Colored People, is working for you. Not this year, not just last year, but the NAACP has been there for you, your parents, and your grandparents. And there's a reason that the NAACP is there, because together, we found a long time ago as slaves, together, we found out a long time ago as colored people, together we can make a difference. And I'm talking about my white friends, my Jewish friends, my Irish friends, I don't know, all different kinds of friends that I have. But today, I got a new man here that's a proud black man. Proud black, tall. I started to call him teasing like we talk on the corner, but I'm not going to do the Kevin Cox and the Governor Keating right now. But we could do it because we've been together a long time and we know each other. We won't call each other big bad names, but we can call each other whatever we want to because we know we're working together. I'd like to introduce to you today for a few minutes my good friend, my cohort, I'd like to say, in making this city a better place. A young man is full of talent that bubbles over. A young man that has dedicated the last 20 years of his life to helping those of us in this community. Those 20 before then, he was trying to get himself together. Went to high school, went to college, just hone that talent, fine-tune it down. But I want to introduce to all of you Mr. Dynamic himself, Kenny Freeman. What's going on, my brother?
How you doing, Calvin?
Fantastic. Enjoying myself and knowing that getting ready to have a great time because I'm looking forward to the Soul Bazaar 1995. I say that, and every time I say Soul Bazaar here on the radio, I think of Cecil Williams, and this is the time of year that he really loved. The NACP regional meeting happening, Soul Bazaar getting ready to happen. The community trying to get itself together. But Cecil Williams could say that in a way that nobody else can. But I love saying it. Soul Bazaar 1995. It's coming up. Soul Bazaar time in Oklahoma City is here. Come one, come all, because this is Oklahoma's great trade and industry show. And Kenny, you got something special that'll be happening this year at the Soul Bazaar. Tell us about it.
Well, what happened was Miss Luper called me and said that
She called you too?
she called me up and she said that she wanted the best for the best.
All right.
And needless to say, when she said that, I said, I'm listening. And what it is that this year in the Soul Bazaar, I will come back again and do the first talent extravaganza that I've had the opportunity to participate in since the 1970s. I think you remember the last time I coordinated it.
Yes.
We had a real good time. And this year at the Soul Bazaar, we're going to have another good time because I'm looking for the best of the best in Oklahoma City for this particular talent show. I have a few people already, Calvin. I've got George Wesley Jr.,
George Wesley Jr.
will be participating this year. I have messages in, possibly Anthony Foster from K4 will also be involved.
And Anthony has a golden voice. I like seeing Anthony. I like teasing him too. But Anthony's a little taller than I am. I have to watch what I say to Anthony because he's been known to hit me on top of the head. But Anthony Foster will be there. There's George Wesley Jr. that will be there. But then I know you'll be there too, Kenny. Now, let's not downplay it because you've been a part of the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant. Matter of fact, one of the theme songs, I wish that we had the capability of playing the theme song right now, but we know what you've done for the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant, and we know what you've done for the state pageant. We know what you've done for the city pageant. But then tell us a little bit about what else you're doing in the community, not only with the Soul Bazaar, but what you're doing, doing that 8 to 5, that 7:30 to 6 o'clock when you're out there working for all of us.
Well, needless to say, I am still a employee with the state of Oklahoma, and I am still with the Oklahoma Employment Security Commission, where I serve as a veterans representative. And I get a lot of enjoyment out of helping others to find suitable employment. I was just elected to the Oklahoma City Branch Executive Committee of the NACP, and I'm very happy about that because it's going to give me the opportunity to help others in the community through that aspect. And, of course, needless to say, I am still one of the top African-American Toastmasters in the state of Oklahoma, and we still have the only black Toastmasters Club in the state of Oklahoma at the Ralph Ellison Library. So really, to tell the truth, the days are full, but they help keep me out of trouble, so I have no problem with that.
Way to go, Kitty. What we're doing now is talking with Kenny Freeman, who's this year's coordinator for the talent at the Soul Bazaar 1995. Now, Kenny, we're looking forward to the Soul Bazaar, but we're looking forward to that great talent. And I know you got some exciting shows will be on. The Soul Bazaar will be a 12-hour day. And during the course of that 12-hour day, the first day, that Friday, you'll have an opportunity to see the best in talent. You're going to have an opportunity to see the best in trade. You're going to have an opportunity to see young people and people with small businesses and large businesses working together to show you their products and inviting you to be a part of Soul Bazaar 1995.
But Calvin, I want to definitely reiterate on the fact that I am still looking for that talent out there that has not been tapped. I remember a time when no one had even heard of me as a songwriter, and someone by the name of Leroy Hicks happened to just listen in and say, I want to take a listen to what he can do. This is the same thing here. If you are a talented individual and no one has ever actually had a chance to see that talent, I want you to give me a call either in the day or in the evening. You can call me in the day at 424-5627, extension 319.
424 what?
5627.
And I got talent, so I'm going to call 424-5627. And okay, is this just
That's between 8 and 5.
8 and 5, okay.
In the evening, I can be contacted at 427-3050.
All right. Now, Kenny, you're not going anywhere, so I want you to sit back. I want you to relax and keep those phone numbers. Say that phone number again. They can also call out here during the course of today's show, 672-1220 KTLV. Talk to Kenny a little bit, and if you got talent. Now, if you don't have it, I don't know if Kenny got time to mold you, but he'll help with that you have. And this young man is dynamic, and you're going to see it all at the Soul Bazaar. But right now, we'll talk a little bit about the Soul Bazaar, but I have my thin-skinned, I have my thick-skinned, I have my favorite co-host that's sitting back. She's been listening and she's waiting on an opportunity to be a part of today's the Clara Luper Radio Show that's being brought to you by Dr. A.L. Dow. Dr. Dow is located there on Northeast A Street, Governor A Street, just a little bit down, almost directly behind your house. Just come straight on down Lottie, turn on A Street, Dr. A.L. Dow. He can help you see better. He can help improve your whole attitude. You know, if you don't see things clearly, you tend to make some big mistakes. So, Governor Keaton, let's go by Dr. A.L. Dow. Those of you out there who need eyeglasses, those of you out there who don't know that you need eyeglasses, need your eyes tested, Dr. A.L. Dow, Dr. Dow Jr., they're there for your convenience. And you can call for an appointment. I think you can even stop by and make an appointment with Dr. A.L. Dow. He's been with the community here in Oklahoma City for a long time. And more importantly than that, he's done a good job. There's the best optometrist in the whole doggone state. But here we are. Aunt Letty, I'm going to start off nice. How are you doing, my good thin-skinned, thick-skinned personality herself? Miss Black, Oklahoma Coordinator of Judges. How are you doing, Mrs. Hunter?
Hello?
Hello.
Okay.
I was looking for Mrs. Hunter, but I have a voice that I don't remember. How are you doing?
I'm fine. I've forgotten the name of your host. Or name of your guest, rather.
Okay, I'll tell you what you do. Hold on right quick and listen. But, Dean, let's go over to Mrs. Hunter.
Okay.
I need to get that off. Yeah, but the phone number you wanted was 672-1220 or 427. What's your number again, Ken?
3050.
Okay. I got one line here. But what was your name, man? What's going on? Hello? Okay, well, we'll come back to it.
This caller has a question for your guest.
Oh, the caller has a question for me? Okay. Hello, caller, you still with me? Well, I don't know. We'll get back with him. He'll come back with a question. But
Due to technical difficulties.
Yeah. We have to be flexible. But his name is Kenny Freeman.
Caller, are you still there?
I'm here.
Yes, sir.
I'm here.
Yes, sir. How can I help you?
Yes, my name is Paul, and I'm a writer.
Yes, sir.
I'm an author. I'm also a motivational speaker and a publisher.
Okay.
I was really very excited when I heard you on the radio talking about talent.
That's what to be, brother, because you're listening to the right place to get excited. It's Clara Luper Radio Show. So, what, do you want to come on with some of your writings or what?
Oh, yes, I'm excited. You see, in the black community, I noticed something. I'm from Nigeria.
Well, welcome to Oklahoma City. I'm from the east side, graduate of Douglas High School.
That's good.
We invite everybody. Say, man, I'll tell you what I'm going to do, though. I'm going to put you on hold and let Kenny get your phone number and all that, and then Kenny come back in and talk with you a little further. But, you're listening to the right thing. Now, welcome to our great city and our great state, and we know that you have some talent because you got some of that down-home talent. But what you're going to find out is that when we all work together, one of our themes is that when we work together, we can help make this city, this state, and this community a much better place. But Kenny, get right with you. But I know I have Mrs. Hunter on the other line, and she's anxious to talk with me because she's a thick-skinned, thin-skinned, and a very sensitive young lady who's dedicated her life to helping making this community a better place. Thank you, Mrs. Hunter. Mrs. Hunter, are you still there with me? No, she's not. Well, no problem. Well, we have some additional talent. You know, during the Soul Bazaar this year, we also will be having an essay writing contest. The theme is Keep On Hopping. And if you'd like to enter that contest, all you have to do is write one page or better little essay. Keep on hopping. Now, that's your opinion. Now, we say that in a different way, not just hopping on one leg or two legs, any way you want to hop, but hopping towards something positive. And the Soul Bazaar 95, we invite you to be a part of it. We invite you to write the essay. We invite you to be a part of other talent show, and you can call us out here. And if Mrs. Hunter is listening, I wish she'd call right back and get right on with it. But then we don't have to worry about that because, you know, at Chauncey's Charadina's Daycare Center, those young people there have an opportunity to learn how to deal with technical difficulties like we're having today. You know, at Chauncey's Charadina's, this is a daycare center where your kid will have exposure to computers. Your kid will have an exposure to interacting with young people from different areas of our great city. But Chauncey's Charadina now, Chauncey's is located there on Northeast 50th Street. That address is, oh my goodness, Mrs. Matthews, I got the wrong address. But keep listening here to the Clara Luper radio show, and we'll make sure that you know where Chauncey's Charadina's Daycare Center is. Good morning, Mrs. Hunter. How are you doing?
Well, I'm doing real nicely. And you, Mr. Carroll?
Fine, fine. How's your skin feeling this morning? Are you still thick-skinned or thin-skinned?
You know, I'm quite diversity. It really doesn't matter. So if it doesn't fit in one slot, it'll fit over into the other. But when you were speaking of the Soul Bazaar, I'm sorry you hung up on me a few minutes ago. Because you failed to mention that great and wonderful fashion show that Mrs. Hunter has and Mrs. Davis. Mrs. Hunter has one for the elderly, and Mrs. Davis brings one for the youth and children. So on Friday, the day of the fashion of the Soul Bazaar, I know you're going to come out and see this wonderful fashion show because they have so many new things on the market, and the style is completely changing. So I know they're going to come and see.
Well, Mrs. Hunter, you know, I always leave an opening there for you. You know, I hadn't forgotten about the fashion show. How can I forget about the fashion show? Because not only do you have young models, but you have models of all ages that are there, and it's a dynamic show and some beautiful fashions that come up.
Well,
so pat on the back again.
Well, that is definitely true. So I did want to get that in. So they can't say, we don't have any place to go, we don't have anything to do, because we try to provide wonderful and intellectual things for our community. So this is one thing that you can be coming to, which will be the Soul Bazaar. And really, you know, today is Saturday, and it's Saturday the 18th. And I know you celebrated St. Patrick's Day on yesterday. You wore your green, didn't you, Calvin?
Oh, I had just a splat of green on me. I didn't get too much. I don't have that much Irish blood.
But don't worry about it.
But I went along with tradition.
You find some green. I'm not worried about how much blood that you have that is Irish or non-Irish. But we are going to have a fashion show this afternoon at 3 p.m. at the King David's Hall. And you can come out in your green and see the models because my lodge is giving it. Guess who's going to be sponsoring it, Calvin?
Your lodge?
The Martin Luther King's, my chapter. Martin Luther King, chapter number 1.
And what time? Where's the King David Lodge?
Oh, you know, they're on 36.
I don't know anything. That's the reason I listen to the Clara Luper radio show, so I know where to go.
You can't miss it because it's one of the, I think it's about the only attraction that's really open over there on 36th and Kelly in that shopping center there. And you just go in, go over there at 3 o'clock, and you're going to see so many cars there you can't get lost. So you just go over there, and you know mine, and it's going to be parked there. So you just go over and come over at 3 o'clock, and we may even give you something to eat too, Calvin. And we may give you some of them St. Patrick cookies and St. Patrick tea, because I know you don't know what color it is, but come over there and see what that is. But, Calvin, along with that, I want to say this publicly and to all of my radio audience, because I have.
Well, your audience is my audience. You
But
know,
good. Then I'm gonna say it to your audience, and then I'm gonna say it to Clara Luper,
yeah, well, you know,
radio show audience.
we still get a lot of calls because people miss you, Mrs. Hunter, and I especially miss you. I like for
I'm
you to
sure,
be out
because I
here.
know they want to know what Miss Hunter has to say.
Yeah, exactly. But I want to tell you this. Now, I want to call you a name. I don't know if I should call you the N name or any name, but Mrs. Hunter, you are one, and I am one too. But I don't know how thick your skin is.
But Kevin, you know, I have a compliment. You know, you and I, we're always on two sides of the fence. My side of the fence is one color, and your side of the fence is another color. But you know, I want to let the Black Caucus know that I'm with them 100%, because you know, different people have different interpretations. But I want to.
What are you with them for, Mrs. Hunter?
Well, that's what I'm fixing to say about our governor, Governor Keaton. Now, you know, when you're a governor, you don't just represent the Catholics, but you represent the Catholics. I'm a Catholic.
Well,
you can't be treating me like they treat those people, black people, in Selma, Alabama, back in the 40s, Calvin, and expect us to ha about it. No, I'm boo-hoo-hoo, Calvin, because those are my people. Those are my people.
You know, Governor Keating has shown a very definite ability to put his foot in his mouth during this early part of his administration. And I'm not apologizing for the governor.
I don't want to feel that he is against black.
I thought he was trying to, when I first heard the remark, I said, "Dog, what kind of joke is that he's making?" You know, because it was definitely insensitive to all of us who out here who are African Americans.
And know how our relatives and friends and ancestors were lynched, burned, and mistreated. We can't laugh about a joke like that, Calvin. We just can't laugh about it.
Well, how did you like the response that the Black Caucus representatives came back with?
Well, I mean, I was glad that they mentioned it to him, and he said that we owe him an apology, that he owed them an apology, not only the Black Caucus people. He owed all of the black people an apology, because I think he should let them know, I didn't say it to hurt you.
Well, you
so
know,
if he was in sympathy with us, well, that's not the way to let us know that he is.
Like I say, Governor Keaton is suffering from a severe case of hoof and mouth when it comes to how to relate to our community. But then, you know, we must realize that there are those people who have had an opportunity to really know people of different races and cultures. But then there are those people who have missed that opportunity. Governor Keating, I think, is somewhere there in the middle, and you know, he just had a problem. Oh, Kevin Cox got him. Opio, pat on your back too, you know.
Right.
Those other members of the Black Caucus, pat on your back. For standing up for that. But then I'm kind of like, I'm waiting to see some more positive things come out of the Black Caucus toward that. You know, the bill that worries me, and I have to hear it, Mrs. Hunter, because I have this long distance call coming in from New Mexico. Mm-hmm. But I want you to stay on the line, either call me right back. I'll make sure we hit the right buttons. But you know, we have to be worried about this handgun bill and concealed handgun bill. Because let's take that comment that Governor Keating made, and let's take the response that has happened to the members of the Black Caucus. And those of us that have been out here in the forefront know that people will write you a nasty letter. They'll say something nasty to you as they pass by. But if that handgun law is passed, instead of them writing a letter, they may take a more drastic stance, and I don't look forward to that. But we'll talk about it a little more. But Mrs. Hunter, we have Clara Luper coming up on the air, and she's out there in Las Cruces, New Mexico. She heard us start talking about her governor and her state, and she knows that there in New Mexico there's a delegation that has gone out there to get some new ideas and bring back some new positive ideas out there, and they're going to bring them back by. And those of you who at Chauncey's Charities Daycare Center has been in business 22 years at 1643 Northeast 50th Street or 2611 Martin Luther King Avenue. Those infants, those young people working there, hey, you'll hear about it. But stay tuned to the Clara Luper Radio Show. But coming up live and in living color from the beautiful city of Las Cruces, New Mexico, we have none other than the booger with the sugar, the young lady that helped make all of this possible and has made all of this possible. Good morning, Clara Luper. Mom, how are you doing?
I am doing fine, Calvin, and good morning, ladies and gentlemen. This is Clara Luper here in Las Cruces, New Mexico. New Mexico is more than sun, sky, mountains, and glorious weather. It's culture and history. It's an inner peace that comes from visiting in one of America's great states. It is a style and a quality of life. Here you will enjoy the very unique beauty of the Southwest, the warm weather, clean air, and the spectacular desert sunsets that will take your breath away. It is a home of the largest pecan orchard in America. It is the home of the world's largest onion grove and chili peppers. Las Cruces is located in the southern Rio Grande Valley. It is the second largest city in New Mexico. And according to the mayor, it is the second fastest growing city in the United States. It is guarded by the 9,000 feet peaks of the Organ Mountains. History teaches us that in 1840, a caravan met death at the hands of the Apache Indians. They buried their dead and put up crosses, and from a Spanish word they gained the name Las Cruces. Here, it is the opportunity to meet the warm, friendly, and outgoing people that live here. It is a charm, a beauty, a history, and above all, it's the hospitality of the people. Black people represent about 1% of the population here. The mayor last night bragged about this is truly a multicultural city. But we are here attending the NACP Regional Leadership Conference. The theme is stepping up and moving forward. This is indeed a critical time when countless numbers of our people are threatened with unemployment, inadequate housing, the lack of health care, and substandard education. And the NACP has a role as a leader in the fight for full citizenship rights. This is what this conference is focused on. And as we continue to move toward the 21st century, the need for NACP's concerted and cooperative action has never been more pressing. The NACP people are here. Many of them are bent with years. For example, the state president of Arkansas is here in his wheelchair. We've suffered too many heartaches and shed too many tears and too much blood in fighting for full citizenship rights. We cannot and we will not turn back. Yes, it is an outstanding program. We have such national speakers. Last night we heard the president of the NACP, Mrs. Rupert Richardson, who is from the state of Louisiana. We are preparing now to go to a luncheon where the youngest member of the National Board of Directors, Shelley Luper from Oklahoma City, has been selected as a guest speaker. Tonight, we will be honored to hear an address from Mr. Earl Shinholster, the acting executive director. Here we are concerned with ECOC. We are concerned with the Environmental Justice Department and its program. We are concerned, yes, with the memberships of the NACP, and last night applause went up as Isetta Spike said that we had a 10,000 membership gain, and we are going to have more. We will listen to Wade Henderson explaining affirmative action and what we must do. Yes, we are here. I have seen delegates like Sandra Mitchell, who was selected as one of the security persons to guard the president of NACP. I've seen Cedar Moore and Richard Moore working in various workshops. From Bristol, I've seen the Honorable Mr. and Mrs. Combs, and the newly elected president of the Lawton branch, Mrs. Julia Rand. Mission from Oklahoma has been the president of the Tulsa branch, the Muskogee branch, and the Oklahoma City branch. Maybe they will arrive today. Yes, we are here. A large number of young people are here. Fort Worth, Texas has the largest delegation. And last night among the welcomes that was given was one that was given by a member of the Youth Council of Las Cruces youth branch. We are here, but our minds are also back home. For the first time in the history of Zeta Phi Beta sorority, we have lost 3 members within the last 3 months. Adele Sparks, Sylvia Lewis, and on Thursday, my sorrow said goodbye to Alice Winston, one of our outstanding members and one of our outstanding educators. I was not there because I'm here, but my mind was with my sorrows. And as I close this broadcast from this beautiful city, I would like to say thanks to Alice Winston, who has made this possible. She supported me in every effort that I have ever made. And when I think of the Soul Bazaar, I think of she and Lola Greer, 2 people that I've always known would be there. They came not as my guest, but as a guest of Maryland Hildreth, their Allstate agent. And I would like to thank you, Lola, and certainly Alice Winston, who was at our sorority meeting last Saturday, realize how much I love her. Calvin, thanks for doing my show. Thanks to Lady Ruth and the whole gang. And this will be a busy evening for us because we will be going to the White Sands Missile Range. And I want to see it. And then the youth will go to Old Mexico to live a part of the past and the glorious future.
Well, Mom, before you go off the air here, you know, we all look forward. I was anxiously awaiting your call. I said, dog, 9:15 is gone. One time I was looking for you. But, you know, we've also talked about the Miss Black Oklahoma pageant that's coming up. And I want to remind the people about that. But then there at the NACP regional meeting, why are you there? I mean, what is the real reason for the NACP delegates to leave their homes and to go there to Las Cruz, New Mexico, or go to any city where the regional meeting is held? What is the real reason that the NACP members are there?
The real reason is that we are part of the national organization, NACP. And the NACP is divided into regions. We are part of Region 6, and this is our 47th annual training conference. Calvin, you cannot lead unless you are trained, and this is our business here. Our theme is stepping up and moving forward. We are here so we can bring back to our local cities and communities new strength, new energy, and most of all, the kind of information. For example, some of our delegates were attending the branch administration workshop where they learned some of the mistakes that we had made in Oklahoma City, and we are coming back home to correct them.
Well,
because as an organization, we must march in tune with NACP.
You know, the NACP being divided into regions, and you look at your local chapters, and then the national, and then you have the acting president of the NACP coming there. You know, what type of reception do you think he will get there in New Mexico?
Oh, the president, who is Mrs. Richardson, got a warm reception last night.
Well, acting director.
But the acting director will be here. There will be a delegation that will go into El Paso, Texas, to pick him up and bring him here. One thing that we have learned in NACP is that we all cannot be in front. And if you want to see a good soldier in NACP, you have to look at somebody that's willing to follow. And this is what we are willing to do. We received a message from our newly elected chairman of the board, Mrs. Merle Evers Williams, who had surgery this past week and could not be here. And last night, members of the NACP stood up and said, we are going to support our leadership. And anybody that thinks NACP is going down is asleep, and I would like to wake them up.
Well,
we are alive, and I urge everybody in Oklahoma City who's not a member of the NACP, black and white, to join immediately, because big business might be walking out on us, but we cannot walk out on ourselves.
Mom, we have with us today here in the studio the newest executive board member of the Oklahoma City branch, none other than Kenny Freeman himself. the coordinator of the talent portion of the Soul Bazaar. Kenny had a couple of questions he wanted to ask you right quick.
Okay, Kenny.
Good morning, Miss Luper. How are you?
Oh, I'm fine today, enjoying the sunshine and the warmth and the hospitality of the people in New Mexico.
Well, great. Well, by the time you get back, we'll have it all together for the Soul Bazaar Talent Show. I know you know that.
I know that. I depend on you.
Miss Luper, I had a question. Did you say that our president of the Oklahoma City branch is not there?
He has not gotten here as yet. In fact, last night at the reception and at the speakers, he had not arrived. But I'm sure that he will be here today.
Thank you very much.
All righty.
Thank you, Calvin.
Thank
and
you,
thank
Mom.
you, Oklahoma City. Because you know that Clara Luper loves Oklahoma City. And I believe and I know that Oklahoma City loves me. And to all of my young people, I will say, leave the cheese alone.
Leave the cheese alone.
Yes.
So, you know, you mentioned that Shelley will be the guest speaker at the dinner tonight?
Yeah, no, Shelley
last night?
is speaking at the big luncheon.
Oh, that Shelley Luper. Now, let's get this straight now. Those of you who are new to the Clara Luper radio show, I want you to know that Shelley Luper is the newest executive board member of the national NACP. She was brought up here in Oklahoma City, past president of Oklahoma City Youth Council, past president of the state NACP Youth Division, and now she's on the national board living in Dallas, Texas, and she's speaking when and what time, Mom?
She will be speaking at exactly 12 o'clock, but yesterday she spoke to the people. She told them that she had been at NACP regionals and conventions since she was 2 years old.
And that's
the people
true.
applauded her. I cannot say what all have been said about her, because with tears in our eyes, we looked as she proudly walked up and took her seat among the dignitaries last night. And they were saying, you got to hear Shelley today at 12 o'clock.
I know.
And I would like to thank everybody in Oklahoma City that touched Shelley.
All right. It takes a whole community. It takes all of us working together to make our city and our state a better place. Start with one person. Thank you, Oklahoma City. Thank you, Mom, for calling.
And thank you, Calvin. And thank you, Letty. And thanks to everybody. And I'll see you sometime soon.
All right. I look forward to seeing you again. No, if not. Y'all just take your time driving back or flying back, however you're getting back. But have a good time. Now, when you get back to Oklahoma, Mom, make sure that your thin skin is left there in New Mexico, because, you know, we have a problem here in Oklahoma where our governor and our black caucus have, they got a little conflict going. But you knew about that before you
went. It's not a little conflict. It is a big conflict. The governor of the state of Oklahoma certainly made a big mistake, because I was in Selma, and don't you ever compare what's happening with what's happening in Selma. When I get back to Oklahoma City, certainly I'm going to meet with the governor, because whether we like it or not, and what actually happened, as President Richardson brought out last night, many of us didn't go and vote, and we have something altogether new in America. And I hope that all of you will read carefully the contract of America, which is really the contract on America, and we do not intend to be left out. I think everybody should get a copy of that contract on America. And here, our representative, Mr. J.C. Watts, is not thought of too well here at this conference. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye, Mom. Hey.
We love you. Remember, leave the cheese alone.
Leave the cheese alone. Thank you so much, Mom.
Okay, bye-bye.
Look forward to seeing you again. Thanks for calling. You know,
okay.
All right.
Bye-bye.
Love you dearly. Well, it's so much fun here, and it's so exciting just to be a part of the Clara Luper radio show. Now, we're talking about a leadership training seminar that's being held by the NACP there in Las Cruces, New Mexico. All the people from Region 6 have an opportunity to get together, talk about their problems, and to come up with a solution. We can do it. We can do it working together. Say, there are some people out there that are dedicated to serving you. It's called Give a Free Hand. Their phone number is 946-8928. Now, what they do is give transportation for senior citizens. That phone number, 946-8928. Say, if you got a senior citizen that needs to go to the grocery store, needs to go make sure that they got their medication, or just might want to just go out to one of the best zoos or one of the best, go by and visit the Cowboy Hall of Fame, give a free hand. Call 946-8928. I'm going to talk a little bit later on. I'm going to tell you where Chauncey Chiardino's daycare center is, but I'm going to talk about that. But in the meanwhile, while I'm getting closer to that, I want all of you to know that we are definitely enjoying ourselves here. We know that we're learning. We're looking forward to the knowledge coming back from New Mexico, but we're looking forward to those of you out there in this community making a pledge to yourselves to help make this place a better place. You can do it. So all we got to do is work together. Good things happen on the Clara Luper radio show, live and in living color, right here at 1220 on your AM dial. Then I have another call over there, and I'm anxious to talk with them and see what they have to say. Hello, how are you doing this very beautiful Oklahoma day?
Calvin?
Mrs.
Hello,
Hunter,
Calvin?
how are you doing? Welcome back. I know you heard Mom talking.
Oh, yes, I listened to
about
that, but I wanted, wait.
Okay,
I
go
was thinking
ahead.
this tea was going to be today. The tea for the St. Patrick's tea is going to be Sunday at 3 o'clock.
Sunday? You
Sunday
mean
at 3 o'clock.
I-
And that address is 2730 Northeast 25th.
Well, let's start over now. What
Okay.
tea are you talking about?
Okay. The Martin Luther King's chapter number 110 is sponsoring a fashion show and a tea. And it's going to be Sunday at 3 o'clock. So when you leave church, you can go on by there and have a tea. And I'm going to give you the address, Calvin. The address is 27...
You know, I need the address because I'm a very
well,
good driver.
2730 Northeast 25th, because I know you got to be there. 2730
2730.
25th. And if you want
Northeast
more
25th.
information about it, call this number, and she would be happy to talk with you about it. 427-1237. Now, that takes care of that fashion show.
Well, Mrs. Hunter, I want you to know that I think you're one of the most beautiful people in Oklahoma, you know, and most beautiful people in the nation that I've had an opportunity to meet. But I also want you to know that no matter what name anybody call you, I never seen you bow your head down. I've always seen you stand tall.
Well, that's right. You know, only the difference is that makes us strong. The difference
Man.
makes us strong. And, you know, I was talking about our Governor Keaton, but I want to talk about something.
My brother
that is-
Hoof and Mouth.
Right. But now, one thing I want to thank our city for, and that we're going to have a chicken pox drug approved vaccine program. And I want people to get into it. I want them to call about it, and it's in the morning's paper. And I understand that for 20 years, can you imagine 20 years?
I
Japan
love 20
has had
years.
this for 20 years. Now, we are behind, but I'm just glad we're catching up. We're 20 years behind, but we are catching up. So, Calvin, isn't it wonderful
It's-
that we are catching up?
It's
20 years
outstanding.
behind. And
You
I
know,
want to thank
one thing about us Oklahomans, you know, the first time around we may be a little slow, but then we will catch up, and we do have speed with us. You know, we've
But this
seen
is
that.
Washington, D.C. publication that I'm reading. This is Washington, so...
Well, no
this is
problem.
I'm just happy
No
that
problem.
we're
We got
in
people
America.
there in Washington, D.C. I know that you
Right.
just heard Mom talk about J.C. Watts up there getting his feet
right,
wet.
Right.
But then our biggest problem right now is making sure that our elected representatives know how we feel, whether we are for them or against them, whether we voted for them or didn't vote for them. I think that now that whoever's elected and is out there representing us, then we need to let
the cause that they stand for.
Right.
I'm
So,
for the good of the cause that they're standing
I
for.
want to compliment Kevin Cox for standing up. You know, Kevin and I go back a long way, and we've called each other some names. And I know Kevin has a very short temper, but he's always been right when he's gotten angry. Hey, man, keep it up. Keep up the good work. Look forward to hearing more about it. Look forward to some more programs coming out of there, too. Now I want the governor and all the rest of the members of the legislature who are afraid to come down Northeast 23rd Street and enjoy some of the best food in the world. Have you ever noticed the traffic that leaves the state capitol, Mrs. Hunter? They come out and they turn left and immediately head northwest. They don't come on the east side. There within walking distance is the best food you're ever going to find. They're at Stale's Restaurants, Northeast 23rd Street.
That's right.
You know, come on down the street, you can get your hair cut. Come on down to Martin Luther King, you can see the Freedom Center monument, the monument that's there for Black history, Oklahoma history.
Mm-hmm.
And then Governor Keating, I know you got one of them hair problems like I got, but Brother Gates can handle all that there. But have no fear. Oklahoma City people, we are together. We can work this out. And you may slap me, But then you better watch out for that slap that's coming back.
That's
But
right.
then I want to talk about the Passion Home Health Care Incorporated.
Yes.
Now, this is a place where they have a licensed staff.
Yes.
This young lady that's doing this thing, they really
I think
concerned.
she's doing a terrific job.
Right.
And I'm happy that we do have some people that's in the community that's concerned about people.
Right. So all of that has happened. Passion
know,
Home Health Care, that phone number. Now, for more information, I could tell you a lot about what they want to do. But
you
then I
have
want
that
you to
phone
call
number?
them and yeah, I have it right here in front of me.
Give it to me.
If you let me.
All right.
943
Okay.
5779.
All right.
Now, and it's located at 3838 Northwest 36th Street,
Okay.
Suite 106, 100.
Good.
Now, Passion Home Health Care, place to go. Gates Barbershop. Dr. A.L. Dow. Dr. Dow cares about your eyes. He cares about how you do, how you perform. You know that in order for you to do a good job, you have to be able to see well. Passion Home Care. But Chauncey's Charadina, all of you worried about where is Chauncey's Charadina? What time will they open? What all will they do? What all happens at Chauncey Charadina's Daycare Center? Well, I'm going to tell you. Chauncey's Charadina's Daycare is located 1643 Northeast 50th Street, one location. That phone number, 424-4645. Another location at 2611 Martin Luther King Avenue. Both places, infants up to school age, are, children are welcome. They're accepted. If they're over school age, say one of those latchkey kids, Chauncey's Charadina's. Pick up and deliver service. Drop-ins welcome. Hey, you get the very best from Gloria Matthews and Paul Matthews and that dedicated staff that has been working for 22 years to make sure that you get the best.
And Mayor, let me put this plug in. Now, this is not any paid political announcement. She doesn't even know I'm going to say this. But the kids that I work with that comes out of that school, they are really a little more emotionally set, and they're calm, and they kind of know what's going on. They're not backward kids, and you ask them something, they
that's
forward with the words.
Chauncey's Charadina's Daycare Center.
Well, I guess you're right about that.
She got the computer there, but then they have the interaction, and then they have there's so many things happening. But there's none of you us bragging about it here continually here on the Clara Luper Radio Show, because if we kept doing that, we have to brag about Allstate Insurance, Marilyn Hilder,
right.
your very favorite agent there.
Dare leave that out.
Oh, I wouldn't dare, because Marilyn, that's my baby sister. Well, almost my baby sister.
That's my insurance agent.
That's your agent? That's my
right,
agent,
that's
too.
right.
730 West Britain Road, 843-0811. But, after I know I'm insured, there comes a time when I have to have some good food. I have to get the very best price. The very best price on food and stuff. I can go to Hometown IGA, located Northeast 23rd and Martin Luther King Avenue. I invite all of you that are out there listening to do two things for me today as we close out the show. Thank you so much, Kenny. Thank you so much, Mrs. Hunter. Thank you, Mom, for calling from Las Cruz, New Mexico. But I want you to read Behold the Walls. I want you to go by the Hometown IGA, Northeast 23rd, Martin Luther King. While you're there, go on by the Freedom Center. Get your NACP membership. Don't just talk that talk, walk that walk. You can do it. We have people out here that are dedicated. Together, we can make this community a better place. The religious community, any other community. Those of you out there that are messing with the cheese, leave the cheese alone. This is Calvin Luper here on the Clara Luper Radio Show saying, looking forward to seeing you at the Soul Bazaar. Love you dearly. Leave the cheese alone. Get your NACP membership. We love you. Be cool this week.
This is AM 1220, KTLV, Midwest City, Oklahoma City.